Hi, my name is Gibson, and I'm the creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video, and in this video, I want to talk to you about love bombing. I just wanted to come on here and let you know that we are doing a all access pass membership sale for our lifetime membership to the Personal Development School. So this will be 40% off. It gives you access to literally everything on our platform for life. So I hope you jump on board and join me. And basically you get access to all of the courses we have at the Personal Development School, as well as the ones we continue to add each and every month, as well as the personalized programs for each attachment style on their path to becoming securely attached, along with the 4 live webinars I do every single week with our students and our community. And we also have daily community events with different facilitators. So guided morning and evening routines, meditations, deep conversation and connection questions, online dating tips and tools, so many different community events that are guided by our trained facilitators. And you get access to literally all of this for life. And again, we're running it for 40% off right now. If you want to jump on board, join me, check it out. Also, if you are an existing student at the Personal Development School, not only do you get access to this sale, but also a small discounted rate for any past payments you've made for being a student already. So you can upgrade your lifetime membership, and you can just inquire and get all that information by emailing info@personaldevelopmentschool.com. So, obviously you probably came on this video because you're like, what is the red flag? What is it? But I really want to talk about how to be aware of how this actually occurs. So if you're not familiar, there's something called love bombing, and you hear a lot about it in narcissistic communities, but it's not just oriented there. And so love bombing, essentially what it is it's giving you so many compliments, so much love, really bombarding you with love at very, very early stages of a relationship. Now, I want to talk about the actual sort of different types of love bombing and how this actually exists. So you'll hear this a lot when it comes to people who are in relationships with people who have narcissistic personality disorder. And it's very common that in those early stages, as well as with people who have antisocial personality disorder, it can be common there as well. You'll get this bombarding of love, like all the compliments, putting you on a pedestal, spending so much time with you, sort of bending over backwards, doing anything they can to like be around you, compliment you, show up for you, stay in contact with you, communicate with you. And what's really interesting about this is that I've often heard clients who I've worked with in the past who said when they first met somebody like this, it actually gave them this like strange sense of unease at some sort of subconscious level. Like they kind of felt uncomfortable about it. It was like too much too soon, a lot really quickly. And when we see a lot of this, it represents things more than just somebody being a narcissist, right? So obviously in extreme cases, you can see unhealthy patterns of behavior like this, but love bombing, just like anything else, exists along a continuum. And we have to ask ourselves, like, when somebody is so hyper-focused, so infatuated, almost like a little bit obsessive in a relationship, even if we look at the low end of the continuum, so we don't look at those extreme cases of love bombing that can be correlated with narcissistic relationship patterns, even when we just look like at love bombing that's just way too much too soon, we have to ask, like, why is somebody so infatuated when they don't know me quite well enough yet, right? When it's still early days. And for anybody who gets infatuated quickly and easily, that's okay. That's normal, right? Like it's okay to get feelings really quickly. It's okay to, develop an infatuation. But the more we put somebody on a pedestal, the more we tend to be discontent with the relationship we have to ourselves, at least in those areas that we're pedestaling somebody. And I'm going to explain what that actually means. So if you're looking at somebody, you're going, oh my gosh, I'm so infatuated with them. You're ruminating about them. You're super focused on them. It's like, well, what about them specifically? If you get really specific, the exact things that you're so infatuated with tend to be the things that you're out of relationship to in the relationship to yourself. So if you think somebody's just so smart, you're probably not owning your trait of intelligence. You're probably not seeing where you are smart. They might be smarter at art, creativity, and you might be smarter at math and science. And you may be like, oh, they're so creative, they're so intelligent in this area. But are you owning that you have the ability to be intelligent too? So you can be in a pair bond, a partnership where it's like, we honor and value and respect each other, and we consider each other equally, right? I consider you equal to myself and vice versa. And this is really important, right? So wherever we put somebody on a pedestal, just sitting just if they're up here, we're just naturally down here by how we're holding ourselves. And what this does is it makes space for self-abandonment, right? If I think you're so amazing, I put you on a pedestal, I'm going to overvalue your opinions and not value my own by comparison, right? Not make space to take myself in consideration equally. I am going to probably self-abandon. I'm probably going to be people pleasing. I'm probably going to be terrified of your criticism instead of being able to just be like, oh, you're criticizing me for something. Is that a true thing? Is it not a true thing? Let's talk about it. Let's just open dialogue about it. And we're going to, anybody who we've got way up here, you're also, if they give you an opinion, you're likely to discount your own opinion next to theirs. And that puts you in codependent territory, which long-term also puts you in resentful territory. And what we tend to see, because the mind craves homeostasis and equilibrium, is we tend to see where we put somebody on this big pedestal and we're so infatuated, eventually, if we don't correct the unhealthy patterns that are leading to over infatuation, that turns into resentment the vast majority of the time. So we have to be aware of this, like what's actually going on here. It's not wrong or bad to get a lot of feelings, get a lot of infatuation, get huge crushes. And it doesn't mean that somebody, if they are love bombing you or coming on really strongly, really quickly, that they're this bad person or that they're necessarily a narcissist. Usually in really extreme love bombing cases, especially when somebody's like really controlling of your time or consumed with like what you're doing and when you're doing it, and clearly obsessing and also like violating your boundaries a lot, despite you setting them, those are things to really, really pay attention to. If somebody just gets attached really easily, it doesn't put them in narcissistic territory by any means, but it can mean that, hey, this is a red flag because they may be out of relationship to themselves and they may be used to participating in codependent relationships. Codependent relationships are painful long-term. They put expectations, they put us in spaces of resentment, as I mentioned, and wherever we self-abandon, we're not empowering ourselves, right? We're not getting the opportunity to truly grow together in a relationship with as sort of this equal, harmonious partnership. So these things are really important to pay attention to. If this is you and this is something that you struggle with, like you find yourself love bombing, I highly recommend checking out our codependency course and working through beliefs and codependency components that may be causing you to put people on pedestals all the time and think that you can't have boundaries and have equal say. And I also recommend you do our shadow work course and work through the golden shadow, like these, why do you put people on these huge pedestals? What traits? And really recognizing what traits you're out of relationship to in yourself. Like another example besides the intelligence one can be if you are looking at somebody going, oh, they're so assertive, they're just so strong and assertive. If you're so infatuated with that, you want to ask yourself, where am I not owning my ability to assert myself? Where am I not really great with my boundaries? And how can I nurture that trait and quality to be more assertive within the relationship to myself, right? So then I can still appreciate that about other people, but it's not going to be something that causes to diminish my relationship to somebody based on putting them so up high and then myself so down low by comparison. So paying attention to that stuff is really important. And if you are a love bomber, that's really important to be doing and paying attention to. And then also, if you're somebody who is getting love bombed and you're not sure how to communicate about it, or if it's really a red flag, you have 2 courses you can also check out. You can check these all out for free, by the way, for 7 days. By using the link below and entering into the all access pass. But you can check out the narcissism course and we really dive into like red flags, narcissistic abuse, some of the pain points, challenges, things to be aware of. And you can also check out the boundaries course, which will really help you. The narcissism course actually covers that too. So just stay focused on that one. But you can really talk or really learn how to reprogram your relationship to your own boundaries. See the red flags, discuss them, and if there's not a healthy outcome, to learn how to set a boundary in a healthy way, back away from a relationship that may not be serving you if you're thinking it is really in that narcissistic sort of controlling space. And then also know how to build up your self-esteem so that you feel safe to walk away. Sometimes we don't leave relationships because we're in lack. We're like, what if I can't find somebody like this again? What if I can't find somebody who's interested in me enough again? Or interested like this in me again? And that's like lack mindset, limiting beliefs, reflecting our own self-esteem in many areas, to think that we have to hold on to something that may have some really detrimental or unhealthy components, and to be really able to pay attention to that. So Hopefully this all makes sense. Red flags about love bombing, but really like how there can be an innocence on one end of it, on another end, in more extreme cases, can represent things a little bit more insidious and important to pay attention to, and how to really break down what that means, what's going on, and either adapt that behavior within ourselves and take the golden nuggets away from it if you are finding yourself doing it, or to learn how to really set boundaries, communicate about those red flags, and know how to walk away if it's something that it is, a little bit more challenging, a little bit more insidious in a relationship, and be able to honor that within the relationship to yourself and set boundaries as needed. So I hope this all makes sense. Thank you so much for watching and for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you're watching and hanging out and haven't already. I would really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video.